What's up guys, Ryan here from Mud Gunner. Today I wanted to show you guys a cool project that I'm going to be working on. So I just got this BCM. This is a Recce-14, so it's a 14.5-inch barrel, and it's my first BCM. I'm pretty excited to have it, but I thought this would be a very cool project gun to clone a rifle from a show. So I watched The Terminalist recently, and I thought it was a pretty good show. It's Chris Pratt. He plays a Navy SEAL named James Reese, and yeah, he uses a BCM rifle throughout the show, and he has a really nice setup, and I thought that'd be, honestly, a really good setup for what I want to do with this, so I figured I would clone it exactly how they have it in the show. There's some things that I would change personally, but I'm at a point where like it would just be nice to have a 100% clone, because I have enough rifles that I use for other things. So it's going to be a really nice build by the time it's done, but I just wanted to show you guys what we're going to do with it. So in the show, he uses a BCM stock, which they come with from the factory, but this one I bought used and someone swapped the stock at one point. So now it has a B5 SOP mod stock, and I'm gonna swap that for a BCM mod O stock. The grip is correct, so we really just need to change the stock. I believe the charging handle should be correct. It's a BCM mod 4 charging handle, but I don't know exactly which one they used in the show. As far as sights and optics goes, I actually got the sights. They used Magpul Gen 2 flip-up sights, so these are the polymer flip-up sights. I'd rather have the MS Pros, but this is exactly what was used in the show. And then optic-wise, he uses a Aimpoint T2 on a LaRue mount, so I'll need to source that. He also used an Aimpoint X3C magnifier, which is the flip-to-side magnifier, so I'm going to have to source that. Aside from the rifle, those two things are the most expensive things. I actually got a very hard-to-find piece right now, which is the Cloud Defensive Owl. It's not even that they're very hard to find, it's just it's discontinued, which kind of sucks. So I actually reached out to a good friend of mine and I asked her if she would sell me this light for this build, and she was very kind enough to do that. So I'm glad I got that. I have Loki right here about to tuck himself into bed. But yeah, the Cloud Defensive Owl is very cool. I don't remember how many lumens this is, but it's a 1 unit light, and it's modular. So everything is kind of quick detach on it. You can twist this back and it comes off. You can twist the front and it comes off. And the battery can come out from either side, which let me grab that. If you take both sides off, you gotta watch that. But yeah, very modular light. So once you have it torn apart, you can mount it either this way on the gun or that way on the gun. It's a modular unit, so the tail cap and the head can both go on from either side, which is very cool. So I'm curious as to why they discontinued it, but they were expensive. They were about 400 bucks, but honestly, it's not any more expensive than a Surefire or Mod Light or some other lights with a full setup, because this has the built-in pressure pad. They're a little bulky and heavy, but I think it's a pretty sweet light. I don't remember the exact lumens. I want to say it's around like 1250-ish, but it's got a really high lumen throw. And what's cool with this is the tail cap also works as a tool. So you have a flathead screwdriver bit here, but this also works as the tool to loosen or tighten it, which I thought that was pretty intuitive, and I like that feature about this light. You don't need any tools to take it on or off. Gotta twist it to lock it. Now I'm twisting the wrong way. So once it's a 3-lug locking system. So you got 3 lugs on here. So once you have this in, it just pushes in and twists, and that locks it in place. And then you have just a pressure pad light. If you hit it once, it stays on. Hit it again, it turns off. If you hold it, it'll stay on until you let go. So pretty cool system. And it attaches to the top Picatinny rail of your rifle. So that is one thing to it. I mean, I guess you could put it on the side, but I think most people are gonna run it on the top. But yeah, so Cloud Defensive Owl, which hard to get right now. So if you want to do this kind of clone, I would try to source this as soon as you can, because they are discontinued. And then BCM Recce-14, Magpul M-Bus flip-up sights, and they are specifically the Gen 2 polymer sights. He uses a burn-proof gear rail wrap, which I need to source. He also had a rugged 3-port muzzle brake. So this is a pin muzzle device to make it 16 overall, because it's a 14.5-inch barrel. So I will need to change the muzzle device to the rugged 3-port muzzle brake. It's going to be a pretty intense muzzle brake, but I bet it shoots pretty soft. He used a Magpul MS4 sling, so it's a quick detach sling. They're only like 70 bucks, so that won't be too bad. He also had a side M-lock piece. I think it was a BCM one, but I think in a lot of it he used a single point, because the MS4 sling from Magpul, you can run it as a 2-point or a single point. So I need to get that. So yeah, main things I need to get are the Aimpoint optic and magnifier, which is going to be the next most expensive thing. I mean, that's like $2,000 worth of optics, unfortunately. And then I need the burn-proof gear rail wrap and the Magpul MS4 sling. Aside from that, it'll be pretty much set up. I do got to do the muzzle device. And then, yeah, I'll have a pretty sick rifle. I thought if you guys thought the show was cool, comment down below. I know it's not the most realistic thing, but just I enjoy shows that have action and cool gunplay. Also, this was a really badass thing to see in the show. So this is the Winkler Tomahawk from the show, and he had 2 of these. I only have 1 of them, but it's a very cool tomahawk. This one has the tribal engravings on the side, but very cool scenes with this. And as far as Glocks, he used a Glock 19 Terran Tactical Edition. I don't have a Terran Tactical Edition Glock, but I do have a 19 here. And what's cool with this one is it is the Navy SEAL Foundation model. So they only did 1,000 of these. This is number 30 of 1,000, but I don't know if it'll show on video. It's got a Navy SEAL trident inlaid on the slide. Putting my hand here to see if it focuses because I can't see. But yeah, it's got a trident inlaid on the slide, so that kind of fits the James Reese vibe. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of the build so far. Again, like I just got the rifle. It's got a long way to go. It's probably going to take me all year to do it, but I just figured I'd show you guys what I'm going to do. And once I get it all set up, we'll take it to the range and shoot it. But it's going to be a minute before I do that. And yeah, just thought I'd show you guys. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for future videos on this. Putting the optic and the light on there, and I'm using the tail cap as the tool to tighten it, which is pretty cool. I think the front sight I had too far forward. It's kind of hanging off the rail just slightly, so I'm going to put that back one. But that's kind of how it is so far. So I am going to move that front sight one back, and then I'm going to double check pictures and see if it's accurate. But yeah, he used the polymer flip up sights, and I mean, that kind of gets us started on it. It's got a long way to go, but I'm happy that we're at least getting it started right now. So it's under a lot of spring tension. Boom. There we go. I mean, and this is a very usable gun just with iron sights and a light. Only thing it's missing is a sling. But again, the Magpul MS4 sling, they're brand new for like 70 bucks, so that's not going to be too bad. And then I'll just kind of source the pieces over time. So happy with how that turned out. And as far as installing Magpul sights, one thing with a lot of Magpul like screws on their sights, you can use a flathead screwdriver or you can use the Allen bit. And these just fall right into place. So you don't have to use a flathead screwdriver to do Magpul sights. And I see a lot of people, like a lot of these sights come into our store and they come in like super marred up or stripped. Just use the correct Allen piece for it and you won't mar it up at all. So got those all tightened on there, but we're at least getting started on it. So kind of give you guys updates as I can.